You left your job, took a better offer, higher pay, new opportunity, and for a while, everything feels like it moved forward. But here's something most people don't check. What actually happened to the retirement money you left behind? Not what you think happened. What actually happened? Because, in a lot of cases, it stayed exactly where you left it, whether that still makes sense or not. My name is Max, and I spend way too much time thinking about how money behaves when no one's paying attention. Here's the thing. Most people think the risk is making a bad decision. But what most people don't realize is that some of the biggest financial shifts happen when you don't make a decision at all. Because when you leave a job, your retirement money doesn't automatically move with you. It drifts. Today, I want to walk you through 3 ways your money can drift after you leave a job, and why each one matters more than it seems. First, your money can get left behind. Look, when people leave a job, there's usually a moment where they think, "I'll deal with that later." And sometimes, the balance isn't even that big. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, there are billions of dollars sitting in forgotten or inactive workplace accounts in the U.S. But here's what most people don't realize. If the balance is small enough, some plans don't keep it there at all. They move it. Or worse, they cash it out. And this is where it gets frustrating. Because if that money gets distributed to you directly, it can trigger taxes and even a 10% early withdrawal penalty if you're under age 59 and a half, according to the Internal Revenue Service. And you didn't even make that decision. The system did. Let's make this real. Say you had $4,000 sitting in an old plan. If that gets cashed out because you left and you lose 10% right away, that's $400 gone. Then add ordinary income taxes on top of that. Now you're potentially losing closer to $1,000 without ever choosing to take the money out. Same starting point, very different outcome. And the difference isn't what you did. It's what you didn't know was happening. Now, let's add in another layer of drift. Vesting. Now you might be thinking, if my employer matched my contributions, that money is mine. Not always. Many employer contributions follow a vesting schedule, which means you only earn the right to keep that portion over a certain time. So if you leave too early, that match can be taken back. And here's the part that catches people off guard. That money doesn't disappear because of a bad decision. It disappears because of a rule you may not have fully looked at. Second drift. Your money stays in someone else's system. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but it's still invested. It's fine. Maybe. But here's what most people don't realize. The investment options inside workplace plans are selected by the employer, not you. And once you leave, that structure doesn't adapt to your life anymore. According to data from the Investment Company Institute, a large portion of workplace accounts are concentrated in pre-selected portfolios like target date funds, which means your money is following a path that was designed for a general timeline, not your specific situation. Look, that might have made sense when you were working there. But now, your income changed. Your goals may have shifted. Your timeline may not look the same. And yet your money is still moving according to an old blueprint. It's like moving to a new city, but leaving your GPS set to your old address. Technically, you're still moving, but not in the direction you think. Now here's the part that almost no one checks. And once you see it, it's hard to ignore. There are trillions of dollars sitting in workplace plans across the U.S. But a large portion of that money isn't actively managed by the people who own it. It's just sitting in whatever it was originally placed in, which means this entire system quietly depends on one assumption, that you'll come back and make a decision later. But most people don't. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because when no decision is made, the system doesn't pause. It keeps moving. Fees continue. Allocations stay fixed. Timelines don't adjust. So even if nothing looks wrong, something can still be off. Third, your risk doesn't adjust when your life does. This is the one almost no one talks about. Because it doesn't feel urgent. There's no alert, no warning. But it's happening quietly in the background. According to research from the Vanguard Group, many investors rarely change their allocation once it's set, especially after leaving a job. So what happens? Your financial life evolves. but your risk profile stays frozen in time. Let's say you were more aggressive when you first set things up. Higher exposure, longer timeline. But now you're in a different phase, different responsibilities, different priorities. If that allocation doesn't change, the swings in your account may not match your comfort level anymore. And that creates a disconnect. Not because you made a mistake, but because the system never updated. All three of these drifts come from the same place. Default behavior. Systems are designed to keep moving, even when you're not actively managing them. And in finance, default settings are powerful. They're not good or bad, but they are rarely personalized. So what can you actually do about this? Let's simplify it into 3 moves. First, locate everything. Not what you think you have, what you actually have. Old accounts, small balances, anything left behind. Clarity comes before strategy. Second, decide who's in control. Is your money still sitting inside an old employer structure? Or is it somewhere you can actually see, manage, and understand? This isn't about complexity. It's about visibility. Third, align your money with your current life. Not your old job, not your old salary, not your old assumptions. Your current reality. Because here's the truth. Money doesn't drift because people are careless. It drifts because the system keeps going quietly in the background. So let's go back to the original question. If you moved forward, why didn't your money? It wasn't because you made a bad decision. It's because no decision was made at all. And in a system like this, that's enough. Because money doesn't wait for clarity. It follows whatever path it's already on, even if that path no longer fits your life. So here's something to think about. If you've changed jobs in the last few years, do you actually know where your money is right now? Not where it should be. Not where you think it is. Where it actually is. And more importantly, is it still tied to a version of your life that no longer exists? Because once you see that, the next step becomes obvious. Not complicated. Just intentional. Thanks for watching. If you're someone who's moved on in your career, but hasn't taken a second look at what you left behind, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.